There we go. That's not too bad. Smooth the banking, and then here, round to here. That looks pretty good. And then this little bit here, round and up to this bit here. Again, just smooth the banking. Okay, so let's stop this for a second. We want block sections. We probably want 3 trains. Yeah, we'll do half load, minimum waiting time 45 seconds, maximum waiting time what's 105 seconds? Somewhere between 45 seconds and a minute 45 seconds. Actually, that's probably way too much. So that's 3/4 of a minute. So we want sort of a minute and a quarter, which is 75 seconds. So that's a 30-second window in which the train can leave. We'll have a 30-second minimum departure interval. Right, in terms of maintenance or triggers, no, don't just worry about that. I will edit the lift hills, make them a little bit faster maybe. But let's this bit here. mph. Yeah, 6 miles an hour here. Same with this. Target speed 6 miles an hour. Perfect. Okay, now this, we want a catwalk on this. We also want a catwalk on this. Brake target speed 6. Release speed, yep, 4 is fine. And then this target speed, it's going to be 6, maybe 7 actually. Just make it that little bit faster. And then this one here as well, we want the catwalk. That's going to be 4 and 4. And then under there, catwalk and brake target speed 6, release speed 6. What about the lift hill? Whoops. Start at the bottom of the lift hill. Go. Actually, yeah, maybe just up to there. Wheel lift speed 6. If I select this, that's also 6. What about if I select this one? Can I turn this one down to 4? I imagine. Yeah. That's changed a lot. Okay. So we'll keep that on 6. Same with this one. I imagine it's going to be... Oh, this one's only 4. Let's turn it up to 5. So let's do that to there and that bit. So we'll do this bit as 6. Let's quickly come over here, and then we'll go back onto this bend here, which is also at 6. And then this one is also 6. Okay. Do done. Alright, let's test it. See what it looks like. Shame there isn't much more room in these tunnels. Perhaps do some more. I did see there was a splash. There was a definite splash as it went through the tunnel. So let's check that here. So it's going to go underwater. Well, it's going to go underground, then it's going to go under the water. And there, yeah, there's a splash. What's that all about? And can I push this under the water level? Oh, I so nearly could. So actually this little bunny hop is what's ruining that for me. Because up to there, so I could push it over this way maybe? No. There's a tiny little, like that. Okay, what if I pushed it on this side? Lift that bit up, push this bit down. Is that a little gap opening? That is a little gap opening. It's okay, we can fix it as we come to it. Alright, so hang on a sec. Stop the ride. Edit track. So under here is the problem. It's this section here. It needs to be flattened. We'll try that. Maybe. See if it works. Ah. It's very, very close. It is so close. Like, even if I could just get a spattering of water through. Like here, I can make this bit here like go down faster. Like that. Now does that let me push it a bit more? On this side of things? Not really, no. Okay, this might be the closest I can get it. Which, to be fair, is actually a lot closer than I thought I could get it. So, I'm not too upset about that. If you then flatten this bit to foundation, the pathway can come across here. Which, as I say, is a lot closer than I thought I was going to get it. So I really can't complain. Push that down a little bit. Try and make that a bit of a flatter slope. The vast majority of this needs to be flattened a bit more anyway, so we can fit some rides. Now, let's have a look at what ride I could fit. Can I fit a chair of planes in here? I must be able to. Okay, let's try something a bit... No, that's not smaller. Oh, oh, I saw it. I saw it then. Oh, there's no way I'm going to fit that in. What about this? Yes. Can I, if I lift it up here? I think the terrain doesn't help. If I flatten this a little bit more, some more space might open up. Let's try the chair planes again. This would be an awesome ride if I could fit it in here. I don't think it wants to go though. I think it's just a little too much of an ask. Dodgems is too big. A lot of these rides are far too big. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 used to be able to fit rides in this sort of footprint easily. Now it's just they're too big. Aha! Okay, I can fit a whirly rig in. It's not the worst thing in the world. Or I could put a carousel in. That's too much of an ask. This is going on the island though. Where, I don't know. Probably down... Gee, probably over here looking at it. Sort of there. With the entrance and exit going underneath the track. So there'll be a lot of flattening going on. Why is it not letting me lower that bit down? It's weird. You'd think it would let me lower the land away from the track, but apparently not. So I'll have to sort of decorate that a little. If I do this, then go here, down to the ship. So we want it to be sort of here. Okay, hang on. We can make this work. There we go. And it... Well, hey, too big. A bit more like this. Like that. Come on, that must be able to fit. What's wrong with that? Must be able to fit. I'm amazed as to why that won't fit. Anyway, we have a completed roller coaster. That's the main thing. I'm going to give this one last effort. So I can lower this right down to like water's edge level. Like that. If it means I can fit this pirate ship in. Maybe it doesn't like being on the water. Okay, how about if I extend this out a little bit more? Oh, we've got people quitting. That's not good. There we go. There. Alright, so it's not in the best position. I'll try and move it a little bit. To there. That's much better. Then I can place an entrance. Let's say there. An exit. Straight next to it. Let's flatten this a bit more. Like that. Push that bit down a little bit. Push this bit down quite a lot actually. In fairness, you want to pull the bottom bit up and push the top bit down. That's how you do this. And then they meet. A bit like that. We'll put some bushes and stuff around the foundations so that you can't really see that it's built on supports. So there you go, that's one other ride on the island. There'd be like bamboo hut type buildings going on as well. Let's just have a quick look at what type of queue we can build. We want railing on elevated. So we can have this kind of going around the roller coaster track like that. I won't build it quite as flat, not flat, quite as 90-degree everything like that though. Alright, so that's an improvement. Okay. I'm going to give this ride one last test run, make sure that all my tweaks underground haven't affected it too much. Whoop. There we are. Alright, let's give this a quick testaroo. What buttons change speed? Is it 8? No. What one is it? Pause that for a second. Let's save the game, because I haven't done that since I started recording. 2 hours ago now. 2.5 hours ago. Settings, controls. General shortcuts. Oh, that's what it was. You press O. Alright. So here we go, diving underground. It looks okay actually. And actually, do you know what? Let's stop this real quick. Edit track. This bit here, instead of being a block brake, I actually want it to be a friction brake. Yeah. Or even a trim brake would work just as well. Here we go. So we've got block brakes here to get the ride started. And then it's released from the block brakes. Goes around this corner here. And then dives down into the tunnel. Little dip rise and then a proper rise into the friction brakes. Yep. There's a shortcoming. It's fine. I had a feeling that was going to happen. We can fix that. Let's see. There. Try again. I will end this soon. It'll be split into 2 episodes, I think, or 3 at this rate. Alright, here we go. Down into the tunnel. I like the little bunny hop thing we've got here. So it goes up a little bit and then up proper. Hits the drive tyres, hits the friction brakes. Actually, I don't want the lift. I don't want it to be a lift. I just want to change that real quick. In fact, while I'm here, I might as well change this whole bit. So let's have just this section. Oh crap, no. No. We want that to do that, that to do that, and then okay, and then I want helix down left. Helix half down left. Let's take this back a little bit. Helix half down left. Take it back a little bit more. Helix half down left. There we are. Like that. No. Where's the end? There. It's really finicky trying to do this. There. Now you got to straighten it up. Go up. Unbank. Okay, we have ourselves a little situation here now. How bad does that look? It's a little hummocky. I still think I could do better. Let's come out from underground for a second. Right. Now here, we want this piece to be shorter. We want it to go down a little bit. We want this to go up a little bit. And then level for a sec. It's all turning, isn't it? That's not right at all. Oh boy. Alright, this carries on going down. Let's say there. Like that. So that's quite a long way underground now. So I think here you could actually have the friction brakes. And then we could do autocomplete. Which is a little bit over there. I did not want to do that. As a matter of fact, I did not want to do that. Alright, back over here. Select this. No. Back over here. Select this bit. Now do autocomplete. No, cancel. Cancel. Can I get into this section? I was under there just now. How did I do that? I've no idea. Could not possibly tell you. Right. So this is the friction brake bit. Yep, good. Now we want no catwalk, normal bit of track, and we'll have it like a short section just like that. Then we'll do autocomplete. Cancel. That looks awful. Now can I do it? No. Let's take all this bit back. And let's fix all this. Right, let's find where it was down underground, under here. There we are. Alright, so we're building this in reverse at the moment. This is level, as you'd expect. Let's have some block section here. Then we'll have the friction brakes coming from up one like that. Now we're going to have like this. No catwalk. There we are. Okay, so from there, follow it down underground to, let's say, there. Smooth banking. Okay, so that's now deeper, I believe. So I think I can do the same with this now. Even if that means moving this underground, which I can do. So at this point, we want to go sharp down. Like that. And then we want it to turn. And we want to put some banking on it. Okay, autocomplete failed. Interesting. Wow, that's pretty close. I'm surprised that won't do it. There we go. That'll do it. Alright, so here, underneath to here. Smooth. Smooth. Done. Right. Stop the ride for a second. Because I think now... Oh, that bit there. That bit there. Oh, is that's the old tunnel. That doesn't matter anymore. Oh, damn it. Oh, it does matter. There you go, I can cover it like that. So you can see where the old tunnels are still in existence. But that's what we're doing now, is we're just going through and covering them up. Just like that. And now, I think I can push through. I can definitely push through that one. This one might have to come over this way a little bit more. I mean, that bit's there, but I can cover all that up again. Cover that up. So it's this bit here. We must be really close now. Let me put the water in and find out just how close we are. They're basically touching. Look at that. Pull that bit up again. Push it on this side. There you are. We have an underwater coaster. That's quite nifty, isn't it? That's quite nice. Right. Let's do one last test ride to end this. Let's hope it's as smooth as it looks from above. Here we go. So we go through the little block section here. Tiny little drop down here into the little bend, and then a big drop underground. It's a bit like Thunder Mountain, the way this ride starts. Let me catch hold of the lift hill. I feel like that bit of track looks a bit too close for my liking. I don't know what it's going to be like with kids on the ride. Suppose I'll have to find out at some point. Sit at the back for this. Okay, top of the lift hill. Here we go. Little bunny hop there. Down and round. Little up. Down again. Perfect. That's actually perfect. And then up the second lift hill. Do you know what? I wasn't going to keep this coaster just now, but now I think I will do. I think we've done a bloody good job with this coaster. First coaster of the park complete, and it was done by pure accident. So now instead of the initial roster of 4 plus the Mayan area, we now have the original 5 that I was going to have on Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. Apologies if I'm shouting, it's just this is really loud in my ears again. Okay, brakes are a little fierce. I might reduce the ferocity of the brakes. Just to see if that does anything. Let's watch this go round. I quite like this giant sweeping curve the most, to be honest. I like this little bit here as well, where it levels up and then goes up and round. Nice little bit there, little air time, dives down into the second tunnel. Yeah, I'm going to reduce the. I think I'm going to keep the target speed the same, but I'm going to increase the deceleration. Decrease the deceleration. Increase, decrease. Decrease, I think, is the right one. Same with this one. And in fact, same with the one under here. Where is it? Is it this bit? It's this bit. That one's already done. Well, what do you know? Now there's a big tunnel bit under there which we need to fill in. I'm not really sure how to go about it. Now we've got to close this bit off. Open it up a little bit more like that, but then we'll pull this bit up. Now somehow reverse a little bit. Yeah, there's the water splash again. Hope we're not going to get that every time train goes past. That's going to be a little bit weird. Alright, so it's going to climb up the big lift hill. Then it's going to go down the first drop. It's a really rattly sounding ride, isn't it? I was not expecting that. I think it rattles a bit too much for my liking. Alright, second big tunnel. Let's find out how ferocious these brakes are now. Oh, that looks better. That looks a lot better. Alright, so it has to stop up here for just a little section. Does that mean the one behind it is in the tunnel? Yes, it is. Okay, so let's just check the speed here as well. On this one. So it goes underneath there, up and over there. Down and round here like this. Up and over that little one. Round the corner there like that. Yeah, pretty good I feel. I think just as a finishing point, could also perhaps reduce the deceleration of this as well. Brake target speed we will increase to 8. Alright. Okay, I think this is done then, guys. I think we are actually done. So we can place an entrance. That will go... Might put it down this end, I think. Actually, in the exit, can go right in front of that there. Now, I don't think this ride's going to have priority. I mean, I can imagine it's going to be busy, but I don't think I can justify. Let's see, what have we got? Modern castle. Build it on an old fort. So we can have abutments. A bit like this, perhaps. I've got to make sure this lines up correctly. I would say like that, and then drop it down so that that is just about where it needs to be, like that. Like so. Turn this round. It's not going to let me build there, which is a bit of a shame. That's another minor annoyance, shall we say, about this game, is you can't build where there's track. So I can't even... That's the wrong height. So actually, I could build it at that height. That's surprising, actually. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Well, there you go. I get surprised. That piece will go there like that. That piece will go there like that. And then if I find 2-meter wall section, that'll go there like that. There like that. That's in the wrong spot. There we are. Let's put these 2-meter bits in. There and there. There you go. Right. Now we have this door piece here, which I'm going to put here. Because it blends in quite nicely there. I think these are on the wrong bit as well, actually. They were. Not by much, but they were. Alright. So actually we're going to make this one block wider. Like so. Okay, well that connects up. So that obviously means this isn't in the right spot. There we go. Probably means, well, this isn't in the right spot either. Which then tells me that this isn't in the right spot. There we go. That one goes there. That one goes there. I'm going to change the track colour of this, by the way, as well. Anyone who's wondering, because the track colour doesn't really fit the theme. In fact, I don't think it fits any theme. So we will be changing that too. This will drop down like that. And like that. Let's go back to the walls a second actually. Do I have round walls? I do. Wrong type. There must be... Is it this type? Yeah. Oops. There we go. So I'm going to do that. And then this. Like this. Do you know what? I'm going to lift this up a little bit higher. So that's going to go on there. That's going to go there. And then this is going to go level with that one there. I've got to remember that I can do just Control Z on this game. They've actually added that in as a feature, which I think is really, really cool. The only problem is I keep forgetting about it. Right, there we go. Fort complete. So the station is going to be a fort on the shoreline. So we're going to pop something like that in. Right, let's go back to... Where is it? This type of wall. Wrong type. This type of wall. Sandstone one. We're going to stick them in like that, and then along like this. look at that. That is perfect. Fits like a glove. Okay, I have a feeling this station building is going to be a lot better than some of my previous designs. Just building designs in general. Let's replace these with... it's not really going to be good enough. Let's just go for the windows. So you can actually look out across the water. Okay. Flat roof. There we go. That takes it into the hillside there. This side I think goes in as well, which is good. So now we just got to go down. Let's use a slightly different coloured wall for this bit. Where is it? This one? There we go. Perfect. That covers, hopefully, that little gap bit there. Okay. Let's name this quickly. What was the name of this ride actually? I need to check the names again. I have them written down. I have them written down somewhere. So I need to check that. Let's just finish off the inside of this building. Castle. Here we'll go with the sandstone roof flat. It had a Caribbean, Bahamas type name. But I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. Or even if it was any good. I think a lot of the names of the rides in this park were pretty good. If I do say so myself. I imagine when I reveal them there'll be a lot of people wondering why have I chosen that particular name. Some of the rides you already know if you watch the RCT3 series. If you didn't, I strongly suggest you go check that out, because this park will make a lot more sense if you've watched that series. Trust me, it'll make a lot more sense if you watch that series. Right, I need to put some more walls. So just put a wall here, like that, and then I need to put a wall there, like that. There we are. That's that bit all sectioned off. There's a nice little bit here. I don't know what the queue's going to do once it gets to this point, actually, because this curve's kind of in the way. I mean, I could make the curve come out this part of the building, I suppose, which does mean getting rid of this arch again. That's fine, I can do that. I could just put it in as an archway like that. Same over here, actually. I could just do that for the exit path. In fact, I'm going to be a bit more... I'm going to do better than that. we're going to do this. We're actually going to have the path slope down whilst it's still inside the building. So this can be built in like so. In fact, where's the control room for the ride? That's over here. Can I put a wall? Grid size. I can. The only problem I can see is it does kind of block off the exit path a little bit. So you'll have to move it over one, but then it gets in the way. Yeah. Alright, we might not be able to decorate the control booth quite how I want to. No, I think we can actually. I think we can. If I'm really careful with my design here. I can do that. Then you can't really see. We'll come back to that. I've got to stop wasting time. Okay, so here we're going to have that. Here we're going to have just normal walls, I think. Okay, and it's going to come down this way. So that needs to be replaced with a normal wall. I did say I finished the episode, didn't I? In that case, guys, I might go and do this off camera. Build the entrance and exit to this ride proper. And actually have it looking half decent. There we go. That's going to come across like that, and then it's going to dip down. Like that. Nope. Like that. No. What the hell? There we go. I think I had that too low. There we go, like that. So actually, if I just have it slope straight out of the straight off the bat here. Like so. And then there'll be a flat section here where it turns. And then it'll go down again to ground level. And there you have it. I think that's too much of a... Could, however, put this on. I think it looks better without it, actually. It looks more fort-like without it. I'll put a curved floor in there, though. I think it needs that. So first of all, it needs a floor at this level. And then I think it needs another one just below the top. See, I did not envision that this would be the first themed land to be built. The island. I really thought that would be sort of later on, almost when the park's ready to be opened type. So I'm a little bit surprised that I decided to build it now. But, oh well. We'll get it finished. Right, so we're going to have a path that sort of zigzags along like this inside the fort. And then the fort's going to end here, I think. Let's check. So it's going to go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Yeah, take this back one. Like that. Where's the wall gone? There it is. Like that. And then from here it's going to do the same as the exit. It's going to slowly slope down. And connect up with ground level. That's on the wrong side. Like so. Still think this ride is incredibly loud for a roller coaster. There we are, and then finally we need the arch. That one, no. That one. Don't want it to be too fancy. And then we want like that. This side is just going to be, whoops, normal walls, like so. Is that one too low? I think that's one too low. Yeah, there we are. And then I'll just very quickly put the roof on this. And then we'll call it. There we go. Did not mean to press that. I don't know about the slopes. I'm hoping the path covers the slopes. And then I don't have to worry about it. I do need to put... Every time I think I'm near the end, I then see something that I've forgotten to put in, and it's always something important, like in this case, the walls. There we go. Right. I think that's it for the station building. Let's change the colour quickly and then we'll end. So the track colour, we want to be more of an orange, I think. And then the supports can be a bog standard black. We got a darker. No, that would be the burnt orange. The rails will have his white. I mean, how does that look? Does that look good or does that look bad? I think burnt orange like that looks pretty good. What were the test results? 3.92, 2.72, 0.67. Airtime count 3. Only 3. I thought it had more than that. Max speed 51 miles per hour. Or maybe this isn't a kid's ride then. 51 miles per hour is quite fast. Biggest drop 20 meters. Max lateral G 2.59. Max vertical G 3.57. Total airtime 2.2 seconds. Track scenery rating. Yeah, the track scenery rating is very low at the moment. That's going to change. See, I think it's down here where it gets to its fastest speed. I don't actually know which train it's following. I'm going to guess this one. Yeah, certainly seems to be that one. So yeah, it gets to its fastest speed down here. Which I was kind of expecting. Might put some trim brakes maybe here. And move this bit underground perhaps. I don't know. I don't know. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I'll have that done every 10 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to end it here, guys. So thank you very much for watching. This will be split into probably 3 or 4 episodes, spanning 3 or 4 weeks. So hopefully the episode durations aren't too long. I've done a lot today. I wasn't expecting to do this much. To be honest, what I was expecting to do was this dark ride. But that's going to come some other time. Instead, what we did was we built the store here, which does look quite nice. I will put some signs up just saying what it is. I think it's very nice and very tranquil here. Somerset Avenue is designed to be, I say, the gateway to the park. It's designed to be quite quiet, quite tranquil. Big view of the lake and the roller coaster at the end. There will be a building going here though. I think it's called a weenie. I've heard it being called a weenie. I don't know who came up with that term. It's a horrible name for it. But if you think like the Disneyland Castle is a weenie, the Sorcerer's Hat at the Disney Studios, the Tree of Life at the Animal Kingdom, they're all weenies. They're all the focal point at the centre of the park that draws people into the centre. So in the case of the castles, it's a building, apart from in Shanghai that is, it's a building that serves no real purpose, just to look nice and to draw people to the centre of the park. So there's going to be some kind of weenie going in here. Just so that it's not the coaster you're looking at, it's whatever's built in front of it. But yeah, we'll come back next time and we'll start working on the themed lands. This place is starting to take shape now. I've got to remember the back boundary is over there. I always think it's where this hill ends, but it's not. It's up here. So this park has got plenty of room. There's going to be a zone going here. There's going to be one going here, one down here, and then the Egyptian area, as we already know, is going to span the river here, and there'll be room for one more zone down here as well. So there's going to be 3 across the back. Or it's going to be one that sort of goes in this corner, and and then there's going to be one in the center here, one in the back corner here, the Egyptian area, gap down here, the Mayan area is going to be about here, Heart of the Forest is going to be the one that goes up here, and City of the Future is going to be around here. But that's all for the future. Not the City of the Future though. I would also put some triggered events here, because I feel like as the train comes down here, there should be a water jet or something that shoots out, because it does get quite close to the water's surface. What would be cool is if there was physics in the game, so as it shot past, the water itself actually moved, because in real life that would of course happen. So we'll see about getting that put in. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. Hopefully the episodes aren't too long, as I said. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the videos, and of course if you're enjoying the series. Drop some comments down below with any suggestions or ideas or feedback. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have already subscribed to the channel, thank you guys for your continued support. And until next time, I will see you soon.